Shalom. Allah start off by giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone. Citation to the old fillet, the pushing is truth, cross for comes of truth to the charity. It's the brother Alma the Bar from the Birmingham camp, Alabama, GMS. Then we'll get to the sentence going to it's about how who the wicked is, why the earth and everything and the laws and why everything's just out of order, out of control. All this wickedness and why things just not right. The wicked vibration of the world. It's because of the so-called white man Esau. Edomites are in power, man. So I'm just gonna get into it because I ain't gonna make this too long. In Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and who is the wicked? Like I just said, the wicked is the so-called white man Esau, Edomites. If you don't know who the wicked is, why the things are like this, why the world's like it is today, is because the so-called white man, Edomites, the red nation, Edomites, Esau, because they in power, man. The so-called white race, really they red, because they in power, man. That's because they in power, because these devils, so-called white people, so-called white race, the red nation, they in power because of the Lord, put them in power. But I'm getting to that. But read more of this. Job 9:24, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So yeah, Lord. So these damn devils cover up the faces of the judges, the real judges of the earth. Really supposed to be the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, man. The righteous rulers. Really supposed to be the Negro, Latino, Native really supposed to be ruling the earth right now in righteousness, but right now the so-called white man Esau, Edomites, these devils are in rulership, man. And they covered the real image, the real image of the Lord, and the disciples as well. They pains, these different pains. They covered with whitewashing. The time of the Renaissance period. You can go to the word Renaissance, mean rebirth. Because at one point, during the Dark Ages, people think that we hear the word Dark Age, they think it's something like, it was a dark time in history, it was a bad time. But nah, just going to at the time of the Dark Age, it means it was a point in time where, I think at the time where I think I won't be wrong, but in this point in time in history where the so-called Negroes and the Latinos and natives, but at that time were ruling. At a point in time, had these devils, under subjection for was a period of time. Dark Ages was, like I said, Dark Ages was so-called Negro Latino natives ruling at the time. At a point in time during the Dark Ages. You had a real, at a point had a real image, disciples, and so forth, the real image of the Lord and so forth. But when the so-called white man, Esau, Edomites, the white so-called white nation, the red people, and they got back into power during the Renaissance period, they tore everything down, red image, not everything, but most of the paintings. And they put that deception out there of who the Lord is, how he look like, and put that false doctrine out there of Christianity, the Lord's a white man and this and that, and so that's why things like it is today, and that's who ruling, that's who in rulership right now, that's why everything just out of control, upside down. But from there, I'm gonna go to Isaiah. Matter of fact, now before I go to Isaiah, I'm going to Daniel 4:17. This the matter is by the decree of the watchers, the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will, and settle up over the basis of men. So yeah, Lord, he he's in the rule of kingdom. He rules in the kingdom of men. So he chooses who is gonna be the next ruler. And the Lord Yahweh, the Most High, he choose the Lord Yahweh Shai, the Lord, he choose who he wants in power. So right now the so-called white man, the wicked, the wicked right now is in power. The devil, the deceiver of the earth, Esau, Edom, the red nation, the so-called white race, is a rulership right now. That's why I say the basis of men, because these devils are just, they real just simple, man. They they think they have real understanding, how to rule, but they don't. Because the only reason why they ain't rule shit and what they and the things that they do and the laws that they pass, because they sure don't follow the laws of the Lord, of the scriptures of the Lord Yahweh Shai. They follow, they do their own laws and they change the times, and they got everything out of whack, man. As you can say. That's why the people crying out, because these other nations getting tired. These so-called white people, these Edomites, these red people. The earth is crying out. These animals, and so forth, man. Everything just, like I said, the wicked vibration, man. Things just out of whack because of the so-called white man, Edomites. The Edomites, the red nation. The red nation is in power right now. But soon the Lord is gonna take these devils down, and once he returns in the chariots, so-called UFOs, the Lord's gonna once he take them down, by the chariots and by the ultimately the thermonuclear missiles hit America and different parts of the world. But once the Lord returns and take these devils down, and Lord, he's gonna establish the kingdom of heaven, which is gonna be ran by the so-called Negro, Latino, natives, starting with the elite of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native men. So the governing body in Yahweh Shai. So the house of David, so it's gonna be ruling righteousness. It's gonna be in the right thing. Things gonna be in the right order. The women and so forth. Everything's gonna be in righteous and holiness and and peace. Have more real understanding of how how life really supposed to be lived. How things supposed to be ran, because right now the so-called white man Esau, Edomites got everything just out of whack. But I'm gonna get this scripture, Isaiah 29. Get the scripture. It's Isaiah 29:15. Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh Shai, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? So yeah, these devils, they hide their counsel. They sit on these bunkers, whatever it may be, on the ground, whatever it may be, wherever they may be at, behind a wall, whatever. And they'll goddamn just sit there and conjure up. I say they conjure up demons, whatever it may be, because especially with the men of the Lord and His truth, the men of the Lord, hopefully I be part of them. But for the apostles, elders, and brothers teaching truth, a great millstone through the spirit power, Yahweh Shai. We coming out with that truth, and these devils don't like that, so they go in and counsel. They'll conjure up demons, and then they'll try to figure out a plan, to get rid of the so-called Negro, Latino, natives, which they is trying to do now. They're trying to get rid of 500. They're trying to get rid of 500. I think it's 500 million people off the earth or more. But Georgia Guidestones. So they trying to really is an agenda to try to wipe out the Negro, Latino, natives, man, the Israelites, man, because they can't identify all who Israel, because Israel is like the sand of the sea, you can't count them. So they plan is gonna try to, especially with this coronavirus, they're trying to spread a disease to try to wipe out the population that way, and other ways as well. But like I said, they seen their meetings, and like they try to pass these laws and legislations and so forth, man. It's just they wicked, man, because they don't abide in the truth of the Lord. They don't abide in these laws of the Lord Yahweh Shai. So they they conjure up their own way and so forth, man. They wickedness, and that's why things are just out of order, out of control right now. That's why the people of the world right now is proud because who's ruling right now, you know. But this all is gonna change, you know, in the future to come when the Lord Yahweh Shai returns and take these devils out of power. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the next verse, Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made it not, or shall the thing that framed it of him that framed it had no understanding. So yeah, you devils got everything upside down, man. Everything's out of order, everything is just wrong, man. You know, but about how everything's being how the laws and everything is being established in this world, man. And the people are just, you know, the oppression of you gotta pay a water bill, you gotta pay this bill, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you know, you gotta wake up 9 to 5 job that ain't paying you shit to pay your bills on time, you know, or you know, to make it ends meet. You know, you gotta work 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet. You know, a lot of I know a couple guys that I know people in the world that do that. You know, work 2-3 jobs or work 24 hours around the clock. Really, they probably barely getting any sleep. They probably might get at least 2 hours of sleep, and that's not good. Like, you gotta get some sleep. But that's the thing. That's why things are out of control. You know, why things just messed up. Cause the so-called white man, Edomites just a greedy people, man. You know, greedy leech, man. You know, they just sucking the life. They're sucking the life out of the earth and out of the people, man. You know. And that started with the elite of the so-called Edomites, the so-called white people, the white race. You know, those Amalekites over there. You know, fake Israelis over there. You know, that's the top of the nation of Edom. You know, the Amalekites, and then you know you got the Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and so forth. Man, you know, the top elite, man. You know, they the ones that just, you know, putting those laws down, you know, putting the decrees down, you know, to the government officials or whatever, and telling them to do this and do that, you know, or else they're gonna die if they don't. You know, they'll threaten those that got them in that have them in the Senate or governor office, whatever, president, whatever it may be, that they don't go along with what they tell them to do, you know. Because really, the president and those officials in the government office, whatever, whoever your government officials are, they don't really make the decision. It come down from the top elite, man, and then they just pass it along, man. You know, everything is strategically set up and strategized by these damn devils, man. You know, it just ain't just no, you know, they just ain't just like these governors. You know, these governor officials just sitting there just writing up shit. You know, it comes down from the top elites, and then it comes on down from the top official, and on down to the other people that's in the government offices, and they just write the law and they pass or whatever it may be. You know, so that's why things are so messed up, because the so-called white man is in power, and these damn devils think they have real, they think they have wisdom, and they think they ruling the right way. They not. You know, they just wicked as all hell, man. You know, and they think they can try to get one up on the Lord, how about some shine the Most High. You know, but the Lord set you up, man. The Lord set you, so-called white man, Esau, Edomites in power, and the Lord gonna take you down, man. You know, He gonna strip away the little wisdom that He did give you. He give you whatever, you know, to rule, but the Lord stripping that. He's stripping that away right now, man. He raising up His man with the real knowledge, understanding of the Lord, you know, of Lord Yahweh Shai. And, you know, it's just a matter of time, you know, just got hopefully hold on. Hopefully I do, you know, hopefully the Lord have mercy, you know, but everything's the will of the Lord, you know. It's all about the elect, the 144,000, you know. It's all about just seeing these devils go down too, man, you know, and just seeing the righteous be put in the earth, man, because everything's just so messed up right now, you know. But the Lord's He's gonna return and take these devils out of power soon. But with that, I want to go to that. I just want to go into that. I want to make it too long. So again, I let God praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Kakadash, to the apostles, elders, to the Tisaki brothers, to the few Aquawaf sisters. Do this and keep the faith in Yahweh Shai. Keep fighting with that. Say shalom.